Hello RC fans, how you doing? Welcome back to Offset RC. I just thought I'd talk about this. This is that Carisma gt14 chassis, which is the Ferrari. Let me just put another light in a minute. So yeah, this is that Carisma gt14 that is all carbon. If you remember in my last video of this, I did actually damage the splitter on the front of the shell. But it didn't really matter too much because luckily enough, when I bought some spares for this, it actually had another Ferrari shell with the original splitter, not one that I've made. So I re-stickered it up. The only bit what was a bit dodgy on this shell was the paint along here. If I show you the inside, you can see where I've touched it up. So it was only them little bits, but obviously putting the stickers on has helped cover that up a little bit, so it's not too bad. If you remember, I said to you I was going to order a model engine bay to put in this. Well, it never turned up. I ended up getting my money back in the end. So what I've done instead is I've ordered a model one of these, which is a little bit damaged. It's not too bad, but what I'm going to do is take that apart and see if I could take the engine bay. See if I could take the engine bay out of that and put it in this, along with the dashboard. Maybe I'll try and put the exhaust in, I don't know. Because these ones are here, I think. And then the other ones would go in here. Maybe I'll put them in, maybe I won't, I don't know. So yeah, the Ferrari shell's back up, looking all nice. That's just one of the Carisma cars. So this is the Skyline. As you can see, the Skyline needs repainting. But literally when I got this, someone had stuck like tights or something on the inside of the windows and it left this stuff. When I started cleaning it off, it took the window tint off, and then it took, because there were window trim lines, they were actually painted into the shell, so once I started wiping it off, it just took all of that detail out. But give it a repaint, I think it'd be alright. There's no splits or cracks in it, and I've even got the light things for the front. Obviously I've got the mirrors, I've got the spoiler, but yeah, it just needs repainting, guys. And unfortunately I didn't know when I took the paint out that all of this stuff was all painted in. So yeah, I've got all the stuff to put the light kit in it. I did have someone who was going to paint it, but I don't think they want to do it now, or they're just too busy. But I'm hoping that he will repaint it for me at some point. But yeah, this is the Skyline. See, if you look at the chassis on this, see, it's not the same as the chassis on that. Well, it pretty much is the same, but it's not. I think the carbon one does look better. But yeah, this, if I put radio gear in this one works as well, guys. This car actually does run as well. But unfortunately, yeah, it needs repainting. But like I said, I've got all the light stuff. I've got the wing mirrors. I've got the spoiler. Just needs a repaint. And then I've got this Carisma. So the Ferrari and the Skyline are gt14. This is a Carisma M14. I was hoping when I bought this that I could use this shell on one of these chassis. But no, it doesn't quite fit. It's not too far off, but it's the width of it is this way. This way it doesn't quite fit. The wheelbase isn't too bad. But yeah, as you can see, the Ferrari is a little bit wider. But there is also another reason why I can't use that chassis with this shell. These wheels, I've got like a triangle. And then when you slot them in, they actually slot into the hub and in through the bearing. Where this is just running small little hexes, so you can't even change it over, which is a bit of a shame because I would have liked to have used one of these chassis with this to make it 4-wheel drive. With this chassis, it's only 2-wheel drive. So anyway, when I bought this, that was my plan, but obviously I couldn't do it. So when I bought this, obviously that was my plan to put it onto that chassis, but obviously that didn't work. So then I started trying to mess around with this and it wasn't working. Unfortunately, it's running old radio gear. It does kind of suck, it's not the best. I could probably change that. I maybe will, maybe won't. But yeah, I just like it because obviously it's a rally car and it was in good condition, guys. I fixed it up a little bit. There's a couple of little touch-ups, but yeah, it's actually quite nice. There ain't no splits or cracks in it, so that's one good thing. So yeah, I got 3 charismas. Well, actually I got more than 3. I got 5 because I got the GT. I got the GT24s out there. I think it's GT24s. So yeah, unfortunately I couldn't stick this body on that chassis because it would have been so much better if I could have done that, but never mind. Anyway, with this, it wasn't running at first. I charged the battery and stuff and it didn't really work. The throttle was controlling the steering instead of actually controlling the throttle, and the steering was controlling the steering. I switched to crystals, which helped with that sorted that out. And then when I was testing it, I had it up off the floor like that, so when you spin the wheels it looked alright, but when you put it on the floor, the car just, it was like it was just dead. And it turns out the battery was totally kaput. I tried boosting it back into life by cycle charging it and stuff, and none of it worked. So in the end I did buy another battery, which is in there. You see it, that green one, which it is working now, but like I said, the radio is not the best, so I may give it a run around, I may not, I don't know. I think I'd rather change the radio and run it, but I don't know. Maybe I will run it, maybe I won't. Obviously I'll rerun this at another point, but I don't know. If I get this up and running, maybe I'll give it a run around. I mean, it is up and running, it's just I don't trust the radio gear. I've never been a fan of radio with crystals in it anyway. I've never really liked the crystals. I mean, it was alright back in the day, but these days, yeah, I can't stand them. I hate them. Back in the day, yeah, but these days, no. But maybe I will, maybe I won't. Or if I do, maybe I'll switch the radio and then run it. But it's only going to be rear wheel drive, which is a shame, really. There is a Ferrari actually on eBay, which is like 55 quid. It's exactly the same chassis as this, but again, it's rear wheel drive. Being the Ferrari, it'd be alright for that, but for this, yeah, not good for this. This is meant to be 4-wheel drive, but the shell was just so nice and I like the car, so that's why I bought it. What else have I been doing? Wait, there goes. If you remember as well, when I was running the Ferrari, I dropped this controller and broke the bit at the bottom that holds the batteries. It basically broke the little tabs that click into here. So I've managed to fix it, look guys. So I just used a little piece of plastic. I glued it on, like I cut it to size to fit in that slot. I glued it on, and then just for a little bit extra support, I put 2 screws through it. And then on the other side, I just used my Dremel. To grind down the little bits that were poking out. I just grinded them down so they're flat. And then what I did have to do is take the round little grinding disc and then just grind inside this groove a little bit for this to be able to slot in. It only needed doing a little bit, nothing too major, but there we go, see? All is not lost. Although I do have 3 of these controllers, so I could have just took a bottom off of one of the other ones and switched it. Like just change it over when I'm using it, but I didn't want to keep doing that. So yeah, I fixed it with a little bit of plastic. I'll show you a couple of pictures of. Basically, I used an old phone. I used the back of an old phone. I cut a bit of that off, cut it to size, stuck it on. Just gave it a little trim up. Obviously, grinded out that little bit in there. Glued it on, waxed and screws through, grinded them down, and job's a good one, guys. There you go, it's fixed. So the other thing I've been doing is this, guys. And I know what you're thinking. You've already showed us that car. We already knew you got it. Yeah, the shell, yeah, but the chassis is not what you think it is, guys. It is the XV01. And it's the long damper version. So yeah, guys, I've been working on this. I've cut out a section in the back here where this mudguard goes, because this is all one cover. So I've cut this out to put the ESC in. I'm going to drill a hole right here to put the battery connector through. And yeah, obviously I'm running it brushless, and it is a 4,300 motor. It all seems pretty nice on the throttle. It seems really smooth, guys. But I'm waiting for some wire extenders because they don't quite reach. But once I get them, I can finish it. So yeah, that's something else I've been working on. I wasn't really going to go for this shell. I don't know what shell I was really going to go for, but I know this shell fits pretty much straight on without no messing about. So yeah, that's why I've gone for this shell. I think it'd be alright once it's ripping around and that. This is going to be nice, guys. So yeah, this is the XV01 build I'm doing with the Toyota Yaris body shell. Like I said, I'm just waiting for them extender wires. I've got a Dumbo RC radio in it. So once the wires come, I could get they in and probably do a video on it. One of the other things I've done, guys, is I've actually put the body posts in this shell now. So when I next take this out, the shell won't keep coming off. So yeah, that's another thing I've got round to doing finally. I did have to trim out the bumper a little bit. If there was a little bit of a white edge along here, but I've had to trim that off for the wheel to sit in, because obviously the knobbly tires are a bit higher. So I've just trimmed that out to give it a bit more space. Is all good. But yeah, body posts, no more magnets. Hopefully it won't keep jumping off now. And then last but not least, actually 2 things last but not least, is I also put some more body posts on this one to higher up the back end. And I've also put up another shelf because there's going to be something going right here that isn't there yet. And you're going to have to stay tuned to see what is going to go there, because it's not here yet. I'm still waiting. But on that note, guys, please like and subscribe, leave any comments, and I'm going to see you in the next one, guys.